Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Rob here for Southwest Florida Television. We had another soggy night here in North Naples and all around Southwest Florida. 74 degrees right now. I'm up on the north end of Vanderbilt Beach, just south of Del Nor-Wiggins Pass State Park. If you look closely, you can see the lights of the county beach patrol and one of the beach cleanup vehicles down there making their way up the beach here. That one with the flashing lights there, he was checking out a sea turtle crawl. I saw one crawl up here at the north end on Vanderbilt Beach. Had a nice little lightning show when I came out earlier. Still some stormy weather out there in the Gulf. Let's take a walk up the beach, head up to Del Nor-Wiggins. You can see that building is just about empty. Almost every unit has the shutters closed. That's what it looks like in the summertime here. Most of these condos are empty. A big majority of them here are empty. Probably 90% are empty. Here comes the county beach patrol. He'll just go up to Del Nor-Wiggins, to the boundary there, do a U-turn. Head on back down. It was probably a quiet night here with all these waves, and we had some pretty intense thunder and lightning right around 3 o'clock this morning. Pretty nice out here. Just a slight drizzle. A little bit of a breeze now and then. Expecting the highs to be somewhere in the upper 80s, close to 90. Probably humid, high humidity again because of the rain. Water temperature is 86 according to the sign at the front gate. It's been hovering around 86, 87 degrees. I did see quite a few night herons on the beach this morning before the sun came up. There's nest number 56 on the county beach. Nest 56. You can see they treat their nests a little differently. Instead of putting that big box-shaped cage around the nest, they cover a wider, bigger area, but they just put the wire mesh flat down on top of the nest. A little different treatment. I think the ones at Del Nor-Wiggins are a little nicer, a little better. I'd sure like to know how many nests there are in Collier County right now. I keep forgetting to Google I'm sure a Google search might reveal that. I'm curious to hear from Dexter. Hopefully we'll see Dexter this morning and give us a little update on the beach behind me there on just at least the north end of Vanderbilt. Give me a number off those nests, the highest number he can see. Here's where the county vehicle did his U-turn right here. Just came right up to the southern border of the park and turned around. That condo there, Kalia Bay, that's the end of the northern end of Vanderbilt Beach, of the concrete jungle, that's what I call that. And then you can see how it goes all natural when you cross into Del Nor-Wiggins. My favorite beach park in Naples. Still got some nice little waves out here. If you check out the description of this post, you're going to see a few links in there. You'll find a link to our friend Astrid Lawrence's website. Astrid Lawrence, a great realtor here in Southwest Florida. If anyone is thinking about buying a home here, a piece of real estate, maybe an investment property or a second home, a winter home, get with our friend Astrid. Great realtor, good friend. She knows the area well. Top-notch service. She really has great customer service. Astrid Lawrence. Well, there was a lot of lightning down to the south there this morning when I was out here. The whole sky was just lighting up. Now it looks like it's quieted down. You'll also find another link to the Inn of Naples, a great hotel here, a locally owned hotel, the Inn of Naples. Great people there that run it. The staff is wonderful, nice clean rooms, nice amenities, centrally located, right in between North and South Naples. Great location on US 41, our main north-south road here in Naples. The Inn of Naples. You'll also see a link to Nonstop Naples. If you want to learn a little bit more about Naples, I suggest you follow Nonstop Naples. Occasionally, you'll find me there doing a live feed on Nonstop Naples' Facebook page. And also in the description, you will find a link to my PayPal account. Eventually, we will be going to a subscription format here for the beach walks. But until then, the bills keep on coming in. So if you like what you see and you want to help out, you're feeling generous, you want to send a little tip, a little thank you, a contribution, donation, whatever you want to call it, it is always appreciated. I do thank those of you that have supported me. Without your support, I would not be out here on this beach. So if you want to send something, look for that link, and I do thank you. And believe me, the more support I get, the more I'm going to start coming out here. I can guarantee that. My dream is to be able to do this more often and just make enough money at it to pay the bills and keep the wife happy. Visit other locations. That would be fun. It's going to be all up to you guys. Believe me. Now this nest here, this nest has gotten a little soggy. I'm hoping it didn't go underwater for too long. This is nest number 20 here at Del Nor-Wiggins. The tide did get up this high, but hopefully this nest wasn't underwater. Hopefully it was just a wave washed up on it and washed back down. I don't think it stayed underwater. If they do stay underwater, unfortunately, the little turtles and their eggs, they drowned. They will drown. So I'm hoping they hurry up and hatch before we start getting our really high tides. Here's one of those night herons on the beach. Like I said earlier, I saw quite a few of these as I was walking down the beach in the darkness this morning. There is a night heron. In case you see one on the beach and you're wondering what it is, with the yellow on its face, and it's got 2 yellow stripes on the top of its head. Maybe we'll get a look at it as I come around the side of it. The night heron. See if we can get a little closer look at it. He's walking away from me. He's walking towards one of our other sea turtle nests here. There's a nice little breeze coming from behind me. Feels awesome. It's when that air gets still, it gets really muggy. Oh, he's hiding behind the turtle nest. You gonna come out so I can show everybody your face? Show them the top of your head so they know what a night heron looks like. It's still pretty dark. You can see the noise in the screen there, all those little dots. That's a night heron. It's got 2 little yellow stripes on the top of its head and a little plume that hangs down in the back. You really can't see it against the sand here. We'll probably see another one as the morning moves on here. That was me trying to get a picture, but it's still a little on the dark side here. I come out here early in the morning, hoping to catch a glimpse of a sea turtle nesting here on the beach. Hasn't happened yet. My goal one of these days is to get a little camera with night vision on it, just like a little consumer camcorder that allows you to record in the dark. Found a couple of them online. It's kind of one of the things on my wish list. I might share that with everybody. I'd love to come out here and do a little turtle watch in the middle of the night and be able to share a video of it with you. That'd be so exciting to see. And then even as these nests get close to hatching, hang around by one of them and get some footage of a hatching. Wouldn't that be fun? We've been keeping pretty good tabs on the nest here, and I know some of you have been putting them on a calendar, marking the days here. I think our first nest Our first nest we got around the 5th of May, I think. Right around in there. So it's usually around 50 to 60 days. Sometimes right around 55 days when those eggs hatch. So hopefully somebody's doing their math and can keep us all posted on where we're at with the hatchings. And we're up into the Area 1 boardwalk. This is at the beginning, right at the first parking lot when you come into the park, this boardwalk. There's several of these nice boardwalks. Give you great access to the beach here if you're not as mobile as the rest of us. If you have a walker, even a wheelchair, you can come down to the end here. And they do have beach wheelchairs here. You just let them know at the ranger gate when you come in if you need a beach wheelchair, or even better, call the office, call it before you get here. You're gonna need somebody to push you though. They're pretty big. They got those big plastic wheels on them for going out onto the beach. So that's a nice feature. This beach is accessible to all here. Same with the bathhouses, the restrooms. They all have ramps leading up to them. Still some showers down there to the south and out in the Gulf. Awful quiet out here this morning, except for the waves. Hey, if you're just tuning in for the first time, don't be shy. Be sure to introduce yourself to the group here. Let everyone know where you're watching from. That's the whole purpose of these beach walks, is to bring people together in the morning on Facebook and hopefully help you make new friends. So don't be shy, don't be bashful. Jump into a conversation, start your own conversation. Just keep it clean, no politics, no ads. Other than that, enjoy. That's looking to the northwest right there. We'll go see Roy a little bit later this morning, check in with him, see how he's doing. He and I had a good time yesterday at first watch. I'm I'm sure most of you have seen the video of our afternoon, our late breakfast at First Watch here. Our blueberry pancakes and bacon. Roy is something else. He cleaned his plate. 2 orders of bacon, a large orange juice, hot chocolate. It's blueberry pancakes, 2 big blueberry pancakes, and he ate every last bite of it. For such a little guy, he can sure pack the food away. It was good, I can tell you that. A little pricey, but that's Naples. Got to get used to it here. Everything is pricey. You got to shop around. There's some good deals in Naples, don't get me wrong. You just got to shop around for them. Good early bird specials, happy hour specials, BOGOs at the grocery store, Publix, Winn-Dixie, Whole Foods. Now we have a Lucky's Market. Several other kind of specialty grocery stores, organic grocery stores. I can't even remember the names of them. Of course, we got Wynn's Market down in Old Naples down there. That's been around forever, Wynn's Market. We're coming up to the north end of Area 2 already. Still haven't seen any beach walkers. Now with that sun coming out, we usually start seeing some bodies out here. I don't see anybody out here yet. I haven't seen a dolphin pop up. An empty beach. If we look down to the south there, you see that spray in the air from the waves. Yesterday morning, after I left, our friends Karen and Linda came out to the beach. Linda Magyar and Karen Blair, they came out to the beach and they walked up to Wiggins Pass and they got to see a manatee. They said they got a good look at a manatee. It came up close to them. There's that, I think this is the same night heron. It's made its way up the beach here. Now it's getting a little lighter out here. You get a little better look at it. You can kind of see the little yellow stripes on top of its head. The night herons, beautiful little birds. First time I saw one walking the beach, I had no clue what it was. As I said earlier, when I was out here in the dark this morning, I saw quite a few of these right along the shoreline. Obviously, that's why they call them night herons. They come out at night. Well, I don't know if you were paying attention, but when I showed you that wide shot there, do you notice anything in the foreground of that image? Look close there. Do you notice anything? What do you see at the bottom of the screen right down here? Yep, that's the crawl tracks from a loggerhead sea turtle. Those are the tracks from her going back to the water. Look where they come from. Up in the bushes. Look at that. We had one of these ladies made it up into the bushes last night. Good for her. Good crawl. Let's go see if it looks like it has any signs of potential here. It's going to be hard for the rangers to dig up there in the bushes. But there's the tracks coming up. With the rain, they're not as pronounced. With that, we've had some heavy rain last night, so it's a lot harder to see the tracks. But these are the tracks coming up out of the water. These are loggerhead sea turtles that crawl up onto our beaches in the dark, in the darkness. She got herself up in here. Man, she went up under these bushes, up in here. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be a nest here or not. We'll have to check later. The rangers are going to be out here later to investigate that. We'll see if they find a nest and cage it. That is a tough call there. It's just because of that heavy rain, it's really hard to tell. But she came back around here, and there's where she went back down to the water. You can barely see her tracks here. I don't see that little telltale squiggly line either down the middle. But I'll give you another look at this little night heron. I'm actually pretty close to it. It's just kind of standing there keeping an eye on me. It's got its back to me and head turned, but there you can see it's the yellow on the top of its head. Very distinguishable when you see them on the beach. The night herons. There was a good look at the top of its head. You see that little white plume blowing in the breeze? There you go. Good look at the little white plume there. The night heron. Look. Running down the beach. Must be camera shy. Well, it stood around by me for quite a while, watching me check out the crawl. Another one of our nests there. I believe that's nest number 6 that it's behind right now. That nest is right down by the boardwalk at the north end of Area 2. There's the nest over there. Listen to those waves pounding on the beach. Somebody left a kite over here. That's a beautiful kite. A butterfly kite. That's beautiful. Hopefully some kid will see that and call it their own. I just don't want to see it stuck in the trees here. Nice little kite. Anything out there besides rain? Listen to those waves. So one crawl here so far. I am not holding my breath here. This bad weather and the waves, I'm not holding my breath to see a lot of crawls today. Just wanted to snap off a photo there. Yeah, looks like we got some of that red seaweed on the beach. Nothing to be alarmed about. Nothing to be alarmed about there. It's not anything that's harmful. It seems we get it here though often, right in this little patch of beach up in at the north end of Area 2, south end of Area 3. You know, I saw something in the news yesterday and people were sharing it on Facebook. They're talking about the algae plaguing us again this summer and blah, blah, blah. And they had a picture of the dead fish on the beach from the red tide. And they're talking about the blue-green algae coming out of Lake Okeechobee. It's two different things, the red tide and that blue-green algae. Now, does that blue-green algae feed the red tide? Possibly. Possibly. They're doing lots of studies on it, trying to figure out where both of them come from and what they can do to prevent them. I mean, we had a serious outbreak of red tide last summer. It was awful. The beach was empty. No people out here for probably 3 months. I was coming out here to report on it constantly to give you updates. It was horrible. All the dead marine life, dead sea turtles, dolphins, manatees. It was awful. But do your own research on that stuff. Read up on it, learn about it, learn what red tide is. Red tide's been around for eons, for quite a long time. However, is it getting worse, the red tide? Possibly, possibly. Last year was the worst I've ever seen it. Does it have something to do with that blue-green algae? Those releases from Lake Okeechobee? Very possibly. But learn the difference between the two. And if you care about it, there's lots of organizations taking donations for research and cleanup. So find a donation or organization and donate to them. But the most important thing is educate yourself about it. Last year when I was out here walking the beach, there were people commenting and they were making some really idiotic comments about the red tide. I mean, I don't talk about politics, but it's like politics. You have the people in the middle, then you have the extremists on each end. And the extremists were just making ridiculous comments about the red tide. Listen to them, you'd think it's the end of the world. But see that red seaweed. It's actually an algae. They say it's some form of algae, another kind of red algae. The only bad thing about it is when it starts drying out, it stinks. Look at this. This just breaks my heart seeing stuff like this. And you see trash all over the beach. 2 plastic cups. Thank goodness we have lots of volunteers here, and just people come out to the beach and pick up trash. I'm going to throw these up higher onto the beach so they don't wash back into the water. And one of the volunteers will get them. Why don't I pick up the trash? Well, because I'm doing a live feed and my hands are full. Part of cleaning up the beach is making people aware of it. And believe me, that's what I try to do. I try to make people aware of all the things, little things they can do to help preserve our beautiful beaches here in Florida and the wildlife that uses the beaches, that lives here. More plastic cups washed up on the... Oh, look at that. This came all the way down from La Playa. Somebody threw their cup on the beach at the La Playa. Thank you, La Playa, for your plastic cup. We appreciate that. There's a good ad for La Playa. That place has gone down the tubes anyway since it was bought. If one morning, if I walked the beach and showed you all the trash out here, you'd probably cry at how inconsiderate some people can be. It's just crazy. I don't get it. Morning, how you doing? Good. You need a garbage truck out here sometimes.
You know, I forgot my plastic bag this morning, so I'm going to be limited in what I can do.
I know. What I find on the beach, I toss it up there so at least it doesn't wash back in the water.
You listen by any chance to National Public Radio, NPR?
I used to. I haven't lately. Who's on there?
Well, no, the point is they have a new big story on the amount of microplastics in sea life, and then in turn to us in sea life, and it's terrifying.
Oh yeah.
It's a very, very strong.
I mean, it's been on the regular news too. It's on social media. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. It's horrible. The plastics. I mean, and they're never going to go away.
Charming, huh? Nice to see you.
All right, see you later. Plastic is a huge problem here in our oceans, folks. I know I'm guilty of using it. It's just so convenient. Plastic water bottles, plastic shopping bags. But at the rate we're going, it's just devastating to marine life. Some pelicans sitting offshore, they're pretty far out. Some flying by, a small group of pelicans flying by, heading down to the south. Boom. One dove into the water. Hard to see him there with those dark clouds. That is a big storm out there. That is a big storm, but it's hanging out there. Thank goodness. Well, will we see any of our great blue heron friends this morning? Good question. And how many live feeds will I be doing this morning? I kind of like splitting the beach walk into 2 live feeds. Having Roy in the second live feed. We'll see what happens today. I see that night heron that we saw earlier. It's just making its way up the beach here. Just up ahead of me again and to the right. I know that's the same one because I've been keeping an eye on it as it flies up the beach. If you look close, you'll see it over there on the right. Just a little black dot there. Great morning out here. If you're just tuning in, thanks for joining us. We started at around 6:30 this morning. Got a nice start all the way down to South End. We've seen one crawl so far. I have no idea if it was a good one. It's really hard to tell. I don't think it was. I really don't think it was, but the rangers will check it out. We had so much rain here last night that it was hard to tell. The tracks were washed away, and up where there might be a nest was all kind of washed away from the rain, so it was really, really hard to tell. Some more of that seaweed here, or algae. This is what was plaguing Fort Myers Beach. Fort Myers Beach got covered with this stuff. It was terrible. Like I said, this isn't harmful. The biggest problem it presents is it smells really bad when it starts drying out up on the beach and decomposing. But you can see it rolling around in the waves out here. It's just in a couple little clumps there. Let's see if we can make it up to Wiggins Pass this morning. Go all the way up to the end. That'll be a nice long walk. That'll be the entire beach. And I'll come back and we'll have our little morning chat with Roy. saw a lot of lightning when I came out here early this morning when it was dark, out in the Gulf and down to the south, all down towards Marco Island. The sky was just lighting up like crazy. We're already up to Area 4. Sun is going to have a hard time showing its face today. It looks like just a solid wall of clouds to the east. All rain out there to the east. Moving away from us. Moving towards the other coast. That all came through last night. Got a little loss of connection there. There's a nice breeze blowing through now. And there's Roy coming out to the beach with his chair. I'll go put him on notice that he's going to be responsible for a thought for the day later. So those waves. Go over and say hi to Roy real quick and we'll continue up the beach. Good morning. How are you doing?
Well, I thought it was going to rain this morning. I just had a few drops, but
yeah,
nothing much.
Didn't get much.
just a little bit, but I had some beautiful color up at the end there for sunrise.
Really?
Yeah, nice clouds and a little purple in the clouds. It was really pretty.
Nice, nice, nice. Any fishermen up there?
No, nobody at all, just me.
Yeah, it's pretty
all by
quiet.
myself, talking to God. It was glorious.
I saw our friend Chris out here. I
Oh.
just saw her walking the beach.
I don't know, there's a white car here. I don't know whose car. I thought that was maybe
Well, that was my car.
yours.
Silver car.
So you parked here.
Yeah.
So you must have walked down there.
I walked all the way down,
Well, you were here when
almost
I came
down to the
in.
La Playa. Yeah.
You beat me to it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, good morning, good morning.
There
How
she
are you
is.
this wonderful morning?
I think a hug is in order.
All right.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. Oh, glorious hug. Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear.
Perfect.
It's my
That's-
last morning on the beach.
Oh, really?
Oh, you're
That's
leaving
why
us?
You said
Yeah,
you were coming
yeah.
here this morning and you're heading out.
Yeah, my work here is done for now.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
know.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure gonna miss you, Chris.
Oh, I'm gonna miss being here. I miss you guys. And I gotta find your website. so I
Southwest Florida Television on Facebook.
can- on Facebook.
Yep,
Okay.
Southwest Florida Television.
I'll have to
It should
start
pop right
to
up.
wake up in the morning instead of walking down here. I'll see.
There you go.
I'll
You'll
find
see.
out what's
There you
happening
go.
from you.
Well, I hope you see something really nice this morning
Yeah,
on your
I think-
last day here.
I hope so too, but
hopefully-
I already have.
Well-
I've seen Roy.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's my blessing to see you.
Amen to that. Our friends, two of our friends yesterday got to see a manatee later in the morning.
Yeah,
Up
Later
close.
in the morning, so
Yeah,
I should
later
stay
in the
out
morning.
later this time. I was thinking
You should
they
stay
were,
all day.
and leave the condo dirty, but yeah, I think maybe I will.
That's funny. Hey, Roy, I'll be back.
Good.
Work on a thought for the day.
Wonderful.
Some advice for everybody.
I don't have any
All right.
advice.
Oh, yeah, you do. I'll see you in a little bit.
Oh, golly, so it's your last day, huh?
Always smiling. Did you see how his smile and face got brighter after he got that hug? That's what makes his mornings, when the ladies come up and give him a hug on the beach. I can't blame him. Well, we've almost walked the entire length of the park. We're getting close here. We're already up at the north end of Area 4. Still no sunshine. Still seeing rain down to the south, out in the Gulf, to the east. Haven't heard any ospreys yet this morning. Well, looks like we had another crawl here. Again, very, very difficult to see the tracks here because of the rain. Another crawl here in Area 4. It looks like there's some sand pushed around here, but again, because of that pounding rain we had last night, I can't tell. I don't know if the rangers are going to be able to tell. Huh. Very hard to see the tracks here. Very hard. The return tracks over here. So there's crawl number 2. We had one down at the north end of Area 2 and this one here at the north end of Area 4. Sometimes when we have these downpours in the summertime, they completely obliterate the coral tracks. And some of the nests get missed. So sometimes we have some little babies pop up in an unmarked area. It happens. It always gets rougher up here at the north end. Right up here in area 5. I think it's just because of the shape of the beach and the sandbar offshore, the way the beach curves in here. And those waves are pounding again up by those trees. I think I see the ranger down the beach, down by that crawl in area 2. I can't tell. Yeah, that's down where it would be, down where that four-wheeler is there, and the crawl's all the way up in by the bushes on the dunes. I'd love to see another nest. I'd love to see 2 more nests today. That'd be great. Somebody walking over there. Nope. Well, a couple people out on the beach. It was desolate before. They're looking at something, those 2 people. Yeah, let's keep heading north. See if any of our blue herons are hiding out up here at the north end of the park. Our great blue herons. The throne. Somebody uprighted the throne chair there. The king's throne has been uprighted on the beach. If you don't know what I'm talking about, our friend Roy, one day that was on the beach and sitting up like that, and he sat in it, and all of a sudden he went from being the governor to the king of the beach, and that was his throne. We used to call him the mayor of Del Norwegians. Then we figured, nah, he's better than the mayor. We made him the governor. But now Roy is the king. Always smiling. Always has something good to talk about when I stop and chat with him. We'll be seeing him in a little while on my way back for my morning visit. A bit rough to be seeing dolphins out here. Hope we can get up to the end of the beach here. Let's see, my signal's acting up again. Maybe we might see something up at Wiggins Pass. might be having to start another live feed here, or try and start another live feed. I don't know why we're losing our connection here at the north end of the park. But we'll give it another try. So this will be part one. This will be the end of part one of my Monday morning beach walk. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for part two. For Southwest Florida Television, I'm Robb Stan. God bless.